Welcome back everyone. Am I audible properly? Right to online peoples. Okay, fine. Sorry. Okay, so we are ready to start now.
This meeting is being recorded.
What we discussed yesterday? Yes, what we discussed yesterday. Functions, basically unions and intersection types. Today we are going to discuss about arrays in TypeScript. Okay, guys, am I properly audible? Okay, fine. So what are arrays? If I am saying that what is array, how you will define the array? Arrays, collection of elements. Yes, collection of elements. Arrays. So generally, arrays are defined like arrays are the continuous and homogeneous collection. Guys, speak me fast if your voice is a problem. Hold on a minute. Ping me now, guys. Is it properly audible now? Okay, fine. So generally, whatever we have discussed till now in other programming languages, that arrays are the continuous and homogeneous collection of elements. Guys, now stop talking. Homogeneous collection of elements. Now there are two words, continuous and homogeneous collection elements. These are the common terms. So array means it is going to hold more than one value. Why do we need arrays? Let's discuss it. Let's say we are talking about the students of a class. Is it not like that there only will be only one student? There will be 100, 200 students. If now I am deciding their name like this, let s1 colon string equals to Shivam, then another student let s2 colon string equals to Abhishek. Like this, if I am writing, isn't it going to take lots of time, lots of memory, lots of lines of code? Means the code is going to be very lengthy. Now, what we are doing is if we have to store the same value or same type of value, because what is the type of this value? String, right? The type of this value is string, and what we will store in this? Names of students. So, why don't we create something that should hold all the students' name? That's why we are creating the arrays. That's what we meant by homogeneous. Homogeneous means same type. Understood? That's why we are saying that arrays are the continuous. And now what do you mean by continuous? That does they will store the values in continuous way. Okay? They will store the values in continuous way. Understood the arrays now? Why do we need arrays? Because if we are storing the same type of values, then why to declare multiple variables for it? We can work with the single variable. Okay? We can work with the single one only. Understood? The case is how we declare the arrays in TypeScript. So let me first show you the same thing in JavaScript. Let's say in JavaScript, if you are writing like this, let's say there's a array of students, let students equals to, and now in this brackets, you can pass your array or arrays of name. So first name is Shivam, then comma, then you can write another value, Abhishek, then after comma, next value, Nitin, or anything like any value you can pass. Okay. So this is how we declare arrays in JavaScript, but when it comes to TypeScript, it is going to be a little bit different. But as we can use the JavaScript here also without any problem. Is it properly visible to everyone? Okay. So if I'm writing let students and then I'm writing their name. So let's say here I will write Shivam, or second value, let's say I will write Nitin here, and anyone's name. It's just like some random names I'm writing. Okay. Now here this array is created. Now benefit. Instead of declaring let S1, S2, S3 for the students, right? There are 3 students in a class and I have declared an array for all the students so that I can effectively place them at one place only. Place them at one place only. Okay, but how we will print it? The working is similar now. Console.log students. As you are printing all the students, so it is supposed to print all the students, and it is printing all. That's what it is doing. But now the case is, if we are dealing with, let's say there are 3 students in a class and you are declaring them like let S1, S2 and S3. So we can call them by S1, S2, S3. But here, if I want to call this particular Nitin only, how I will call this person only? Indexing. Very good. Now, if you don't know what is indexing, so let me show you this part also, that what is exactly indexing. Now you will say that indexing by default starts from 0. How many of you have answer for that? That why it starts from 0? So let's say this is my array and the first is Shivam. I will write the initials only. Now, what if I was not using array? So it was very simple. Console.log S1, console.log S2, console.log S3. But now as I am using arrays, so how I will call a particular person? So particular person means their place or their particular cell will be having some particular value. And that value generally starts with 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is what we meant by continuous. Right? Arrays are the continuous and homogeneous collection of element. Continuous means it's not like that. Okay, Nitin, you are not going to store on 1, just store on 3. No, it's not like that. They will be storing in the continuous way. Now, this one is the indexing of Nitin. So how I will do? I will simply say that student on first indexing. So I will write student indexing 1. and it is returning Nitin. If I am saying that indexing 0, so what it will return? Shivam. If I am saying indexing 3, because there are 3 elements but the highest indexing is 2 only. So what it will return now? Undefined, because it's not defined. We are not defining it. Right? Understood? Okay. So that's how we use. But the case is why the indexing is starting from 0 by default. How many of you know this answer? It is not by default. First thing. If someone is saying you that this is by default in programming, then ask the developer that why they kept like this. There might be some reason, right? So today we are going to discover that reason. How many of you are from BTech CSE, Computer Science and Engineering? Please raise your hand. I will not ask any question. So there is was a subject data structure and design and analysis of algorithms. So in that we used to discuss a lot about arrays, right? And if you have remembered something, there used to be some formulas like lower bound, upper bound. Remember? Two words, remember? So what was that lower bound and upper bound? Lower bound and upper bound. Okay, I will tell you, not an issue. Now let's say if I am storing Shivam, Nitin and Radhika, they will be storing in the memory only. And how our memory looks like? Memory. Memory means that pen drive is a memory, your hard disk is a memory. How it look like? Continuous cells are there, and those cells are in billions. No, these cells are in billions. So if you open your Excel, it will represent something like memory only. This is what the memory is, where you each cell will represent one particular block like this. So lots of cells are there. This is how our memory is. When the data is stored in memory, right? So the memory cell will be having an address, because computer should know that on which memory address it is stored. Or basically, once we are having some photos, videos, we are keeping them in folders, right? So let's say if I'm asking you, show me your photos. So you might have created a folder as mine, my family, something like that you have created. Friends folder you created. So that is the path of those photos. And now these are the indexing of arrays, not the address of memory. So address of memory, let's say this particular cell's address is 1012. It can be anything. It can be a big number also, billions number. But for calculative things, I'm taking small. Now, if you are storing S, so it is 1 byte, right? It means that this cell will take only 1 byte to store. Okay, 1 byte. It will take only 1 byte. I think byte bit are clear to you. So it will take only 1 byte. So the next address will be 1013. If it is taking 2 byte, the next address will be 1014. Okay. So the next one, as I am supposing that they will take only 1 byte. So it is going to be 1014. Now there was a formula lower bound and upper bound. Now what they say is, they say something like this. This is my array. Okay, this is. Now what I will say, I will provide the value as lower bound. Lower bound means from which memory address your array is starting. This is the lower bound. Okay. Size. What is the size of one element? That is 1 byte. That is 1 byte. Now we don't know what is the case. I will do a calculation using these two values. That do one thing. Tell me who is stored on the second location. So I will remove all these three. Now this is your array. Now I am saying to you that tell me who is stored on the second indexing. So what you will do? If you remember the formula, so it was First, you have to write the starting value plus how much size one element is taking and then multiply by the indexing that you are asking. So 1012 plus 2 and 1014. Now it is saying you that if you want to check that who is stored on the second indexing, go to 1014. But when we are going to 1014, we are seeing that this is the third element. And what we asked? Second element. Right? What we asked? Second element. Do it again. Now what I will do, there is an array of 4 elements and I will store the numbers here. So let's say it is storing 10, it is storing -6, it is storing 5, it is storing 7. Now let's say its location is 848 and now I am assuming that one number is taking 4 bytes to store there. So if you are from Java or .NET, so you know that int take 4 bytes. So 848 it is taking, so next address will be 852, right? 842, 52, sorry, then 856, and then next one will be 860. Now again I will say that your lower bound means from where your array is starting. Your array is starting from 848. So I will write 848 plus, I will say that return the third element. So for that, how much byte one element is taking? 4 multiply by 3. And once you check, 4 3s are 12 and it will come 860. Okay, now this formula is saying you that if you want to check the third element, go to the location 860. Okay, we went, but what we noticed it, our fourth element is there, right? First, second, third, fourth. So basically, your formula is like that only, that it is starting the indexing from 0. What if we want to start our indexing from 1? Then we have to return -1 from this indexing. Then it will do it. If your indexing is starting from 1, then you have to do -1 in the calculation. So you have to write 848 plus 8, because 3 minus 1 2, 4 2 is 8, then it will come as 856. Now you will get the third element. It means that if our array indexing is starting from 1, we have to do a extra calculation by subtracting this -1 every time. Let's say if there are 400 students in a class, and or let's talk about your class only. I think the strength is about 60 in the offline class, and in online it is around 118. So let's say 200 students are there in this class, and if I am accessing all the students, this extra calculation has to done 200 times. Extra calculation. So our program will be slow. It will take more memory. So why don't you go with the basic formula? So that is the reason. For removing the extra calculation by subtracting -1, our array indexing by default starts from 0 only. Understood? Okay. Now let's come down. Understood the indexing? Understood? Completely? Okay. I'll ask it one day, then I'll see if you understood or not. Fine. Now this is how you declare the arrays in JavaScript, but this is not TypeScript because there is no type. So how we are adding the type? Colon string. But once you are adding the type string, it will give you error. You know what? Why this is giving error? You're using mobile? Then if I am writing the string type to this student, this is giving me error. Now error is saying that you are giving string and you are giving 3 values. How is it possible? So I will say no, I am giving string array. I am giving string array, and that's how it is done. Array means brackets, right? So you have to give it to string also. So now student belongs to an array of string, and then you can pass the values. Declaring string array in TypeScript. No need to write, I'll upload these notes. Just you understand these things. Writing these things is not important. Understanding is. Okay. Now the case is here I have declared the array and I am able to access the element also. So it should print Shivam and it is printing by default. What if I want to add one more student into this? Push. Very good. What's your good name? Satya. Very good. Push. So there are two functions that actually belongs to stack. What is stack? LIFO technique, last in, first out. I'm asking what is stack. I'm not asking that which technique it follows. You know, you guys know things, but you don't know where to answer which thing. So stack is a data structure. First thing, data structure means how you are storing your data. Give me one real life example of a stack. You know the things, but you don't know how to apply those things. Let's say uh, images. Where, Raju, how images can be stacked? Images in gallery. You can sort it in the order. Let's say there are lots of plates stored one over other. What is that? Stack only. So at first, which plate will you pick? Which is at the top? And by default, this is the plate which was kept at last. That's why we say it as it follows LIFO technique. LIFO means last in, first out. Last in, the person who is coming last will go first. Right? So the second thing is Q. Q-U-E-U-E. Q. That follows FIFO. First in, first out. Real life example. Let's say now Pushpa 2 is in the theaters. You are going to watch that movie. You will make a queue to buy the tickets if you are purchasing it offline. So the person who was standing first in the line, he will get the ticket at first. He will leave. First in, first out. So there, people waiting for voting in election. Yeah, any queue. If people are standing by making a queue, so generally it will be first in, first out. Unless and until there is someone done standing in line in prayer school. No, no, I used to stand at last and used to move at first. Backdoor entry. Now, push means pushing something, pop means popping out something. Now, what I will say that push, students dot push, let's say I will write like this and anything, let's say ABC. If I'm writing students dot push ABC, and once you check it, console dot log students, once you run it, ABC is added. Now you can check what is stored in the third indexing. So it should print ABC. Okay. Now let's try to pop. So I will say that students dot pop. Now, if you are writing the pop, who will remove? ABC. Why? Last in, first out. So once you run it, after that, just print console.log students, and this time we will not see. See, these are the answers that we are getting. Student 0 means Shivam, ABC added, and then ABC removed from here. And that's how this push pop works. Okay, this is how this push and pop works. Now, understood how to add the elements and how to delete the elements in arrays? Okay. Adding the elements. Adding the elements in the array. For adding the elements, we use push method. We use push method. And what is how we use the push method? In this way. Students dot push ABC. Okay, in this way. Same way we can write deleting the elements in the array. But you know one thing, that they will delete the elements from delete or adding will be done at the last. For deleting, what we use? Pop. Understood? Okay. Now this was about the arrays which are string arrays. Can we declare number arrays also? Let's say you are storing the mobile number of students. Yes, it is possible. So I will say that let mobile colon number, and it is a array, so it will come with brackets. Or let's say first you write normal array. So let mobile equals to now let's write mobile number. Mobile numbers are numbers, so we don't need to write them in double quotes. So simple, I will write them like in this way. Now, how to add the types? So these are numbers. So I will say that let mobile colon number, but we are getting error because it is saying that number you are giving one, that there is only one number, but you are writing 3 4 values. Not possible. So just done. Now, once you are printing it, so I will print console.log mob, and once you are running it, printing. If I don't want these brackets, so you can do toString method to it. toString. What is toString? It's from JavaScript. mob.toString. Once you are running it, it will remove the brackets and it will show your output in the way you want. Means your array will convert to a string. ToString means simple saying ToString. It will convert to a string. Now, if I want to access one particular element, again indexing we will use mob, and let's say indexing is 3 or 2. So what it should print? This one number. On second indexing, it will return the third number. Let's try push and pop here now. So I will say mob dot push. In push, if I am writing 999, and then if I want to check whether it is added or not, console.log mob. Run it, and it is added. Let's pop this. So I will say mob.pop and then print console.log mob. Once you run it, and now you don't see this 999. Okay. This is how we declare the number arrays. Boolean arrays also you can declare, but we don't use this anywhere. Declaring number arrays in TypeScript. But the case is JavaScript arrays are a little bit more flexible because there is no need of declaring the type, and in single array you can store any value actually. Let's say I will store Shivam here, and then I will store something like this and something like this. Now tell me, it is storing all the three types. String it is storing, number it is storing, and boolean value it is storing. And you can, if you want to check, so I will say console.log array of 1, and it should print 8630. That is printing. Let's try to print console.log array 2. Yes, what it will print? Notes, madam. What it will print? True, sir. Only true. Sir, not will not be printed. True, it will print. But if I am writing the same array into TypeScript, there also it will work fine without any problem. You know where we will face the problem? Once we are adding the type to it. So 8630 it is printing and true it is printing. Now, as now what type I should add to this array now? Number, it will be error. String, it will be error. Boolean, it will be error now. Let's say if I'm creating number array, these two values are not good values here. So yesterday, that's why we taught you union and intersection. Okay. So for that, I will say that, okay, this array is going, let's, for now, we can remove this true, or let's say this true is a string, because two values will check. So I will say that it will store number or string and then array. That's it. These are called mixed arrays. Mixing arrays of, they can store number, or they can store string, or they can store boolean also. So let's say if I am writing boolean, they can store boolean also, and you can provide any boolean value. And now there is no error. They will work fine without any problem. Understood? Let's try to run all the three now. Console.log array of 0. And let's print in the order only. देखना हमेशा console.log array of 0. Printing in the same way. Okay. These are called the mixed arrays. You can mix the data types like union only. In union, we were able to mix the data types. Here also we can. Declaring all codes are you put in notes, sir? All code? Why? Mixed arrays. You are from Python, right? Most of you are from Python. So you should better know what are tuples. What are tuples? Tuples are mutable or not? Tuples are immutable. Means we cannot change the value of tuples. What is the substitute of tuple? Like if we want something that we can change. List, dictionary. Dictionary is mutable or not? Dictionary is mutable. Set. Why tuple is immutable? Why tuple is immutable? Question is why tuple is immutable? In tuples we cannot do We cannot do thread safety. All the fancy answers. Why tuples are immutable? It doesn't support the item assignment. Arey baap re. Let me show you something here. So what I will do, listen guys, let's say there is a TPL. Tuple means short form I'm writing. And what I will do, I will store three values to it. Three values as Shivam and second value as 8630 and third value as true. Now first value is string, second is number, third is boolean. If I want to use it in normal arrays, what I can do is assigning something like this, that it can store numbers, it can store string, it can store boolean value, and after that array. Yes, what happened? To you, both of you only. Anything important you are discussing? We can hold for 2 minutes, not an issue. Tell me also, I'll support you. What you are talking? And discussion about tuple is going on. That's what I am asking. Tell me, I will support you. We cannot do anything. Then why tuples are there? Why tuple are there then? What's the reason behind it? Okay, understood. Any ID can use it, sir. Eh, illogical answers. Everything which is by default, it has some logic behind it. It has some logic behind it. Just because you don't try to uncover those things. And I love that thing. But okay, why it is there? I always put a question mark how and why. And that's why I learned programming. If we want to change content of data, we use tuple. Now, what I want to do is if I am casting these or to end, and now we are getting a error here. We are getting the error. Now I am trying to create an intersection and values are equally I am giving, right? But there is an error. Why there is error? So once you check it, the error here is saying you that string is not assignable to type never. Once you are creating an array of intersection, it's going to say that no, never. Okay, what I will do, I will write this 8630 in the starting like this. I'll keep. I will keep all the values in the way that they are being used here. So number, string and boolean. And as of now, what I will do, let me remove this particular thing and changing this to something like this. Okay. Now, if you have knowledge from Python, how tuples are declared? Parenthesis. Which one? Big and curly. Curly. All are parentheses only. It doesn't like that these are only parentheses. It doesn't like. What is this? Greater than or less than? Greater than. Let num equals to n equals to 6. Now tell me with respect to n this is less than. I'm talking about n. Why will I talk about 10? I will say n is less than 10. My n is 6. So I will say that n is less than 10. This is a less than operator. It doesn't matter about the name. It's just about with whom you are using it. Right? There are lots of things. Now, let's me do something like this. So I will say that let tuple TPL, just a variable name, and it is going to store number and string. It is going to store number and string, and once you are writing its value, so let's say first value I will write as 111 and second value I will write as ABC. Something like that I will write. So we are running into an error. So if you check the error, that what exactly the error that we are facing. So once you are trying to print TPL, it is saying you that 11 ABC means there is no particular error. But as it is TypeScript, so check the error. It is saying that you are trying to assign string then number which is not assignable to type, never. But I am assigning number and string. Number and string. And it is saying me that you are trying to assign a string or number. Now, I discussed tuples here because tuples are not there in TypeScript. Objects are there, tuples are not there. Because we will use that concept, the question is why tuples are immutable. I told you the reason that why array indexing starts from 0. Why tuples are immutable. Why tuples are immutable. Immutables, we cannot change them. Search it and then come back to me. It doesn't follow the intersection order. Then what? Have a clear answer. Search it and then come. Not an issue. So what we will do, we'll work on our arrays only. So array will hold number or string, number or, and it is going to be a array. Let's write the values. So I will write ASD and some random numbers like this. If I'm saying console.log array of tuple doesn't perform any operation like append, insert. Why? Tuple is not performing any operation because it is immutable. Why it is immutable? Question is again same. Why tuples are immutable? There are lots of things in programming to discuss. I think I have discussed with your batch also. But didn't remember. Let's say if I'm saying console.log and it is in each and every programming language. So let's say you are saying that 0 plus 2 and then it because it is heterogeneous, that's why. Something half correct answer. 0.3 is equals to 0.5. So generally as our mathematics 0.2 plus 0.3 is 0.5, right? Once you're running, miss it should print true or false. If the condition is same, it should print true. And if it is false, it should print false. Okay, so 0.2 plus 0.4 is 0.6, right? As our mathematics, right? But it is false. In all the programming languages, not in this particular only. You can check in Python also, Java also, anywhere you can check it. Let's go to Java. So here I will say that 0.2 plus 0.3 is equals to 0.5. Once you are running it, true, and 0.2 plus 0.4 is 0.6. It is false. Now, what the reason behind it? This is the reason behind your tuples to be immutable. Find it and answer me. Sorry, sir. Representing constant values. Hold on. 0.2 plus 0.3 is equals to 0.5. It is not constant value. It allows unique value. Why it is a tuple? So there is logic behind it. How many of you have went to North India? I'm giving you one more hint if you can check it. How many of you have ever went to Northern India? Where? Maharashtra is North India. Maharashtra is North India. Arey. You know how the map of India looks like? And where is Maharashtra in that? Arey bapre. Maharashtra is not in North India. So let's say this is the map of India. No, not an issue. I'll show you. So here your Maharashtra is there, this one. And you know what is north? This particular part is north. This particular part is south. This particular part is west. This particular part is east. So now I'm talking about these states. Either J&K, Himachal, UP, Haryana, Rajasthan, and all those. Uttarakhand, Madhya Pradesh. No one? Okay, so I'll tell you one thing. Listen, listen, listen. So in South, see, I have lived in both of the part. I was born and brought up in northern India, and I have into my professional career in southern India only. Most of the times, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Coimbatore, like lots of things I have covered up here. And what I have noticed it, all the South Indian languages are curvy in nature. All right. Telugu is there, Tamil is there, Kannada is there, Malayalam is there. All are full of curves, right? Noticed it? All the North Indian languages are straight in nature. All. If you talk about Urdu, if you talk about Hindi, if you talk about Sanskrit, all are straight in nature. What is the reason behind it? The reason behind it goes to the like geographical thing. So generally in our ancient time, where we used to write on the leaves, right? Tree leaves, generally. So, what are the two major leaves or plants that are available in southern India? Banana and coconut. And all the leaves of these two plants are very soft in nature. If you are marking straight, they will tear down. So, we used to mark curve so that they are not tearing down. In northern India, there is a tree that's called birch, 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 and that leaves are very hard. So on hard thing, it is not easy to mark curve. So we use just straight, and move forward. That is the reason behind it. Now tell me the reason behind tuples tomorrow. There is a reason behind everything, and the reason is this one only. Okay? So don't just do the programming, live it, feel it, that how you are doing these things, what is the side effect of this. You know, if I talk about here southern India, rice is the main thing that you are eating. What if I say you that in my house we don't eat rice for 6 months? Yes, it is. We don't eat. Why? There is a reason behind it, that why the rice is so popular in south and why chapatis and all paratha puri oily things are in north. Lots of reasons are there. You are just not discovering it. I am not asking you to discover that reason. I am giving you that discover this particular reason, that why tuples are immutable. In upcoming classes, we are going to discuss about index types, generally index type and mapped types, and then we will discuss about oops. Or let me show you the syllabus particularly. Well, this is my laptop, so I have syllabus. Hold on. So this is all we have discussed till now. Then we will start our oops. After oops, we will discuss about namespace and modules, generics, decorators, and this one only. And after that, your Angular is coming. Okay. So you either in not in this week, but in next week, definitely we will start our Angular, because first 15 days are allotted for TypeScript only. So be ready for that. And today is our, I think, 6th to 8th class, ninth Wednesday, right? So ninth class. So we are going good. Within 6-7 days, we'll complete TypeScript. Okay. Discover the reason. Whatever answers you are giving for tuple, that are correct. But you are answering for the question, what is tuple? I am asking, why is tuple? And once you are understanding the reason behind why, see, we got some answer. Hope it is not from Google. North Indian lands are comfortable in growing in wheat bajra. Of course, it is. But you know, Arshad, rice is the main crop that is grown in my fields. Yes, rice. Generally, not rice, we call it as paddy. So after extracting rice from paddy, then it become rice. Share the syllabus. Once the Google Classroom is created, I will upload the syllabus there. Tuples tuples are hashable. Okay, we read this. It's not like that North Indian. What about the Google Classroom notes? I cannot answer any questions regarding Google Classroom that when they will create, because it's not in my hand. The management or the IT team will create a Google Classroom for it. I will get the access on my email ID. Once I got the access, I will upload the notes. This is from my side. Okay. Is there any question in arrays now? Just don't talk, guys. I really don't like this thing. If you have any doubt, just let me know. We can talk about that. Okay, so once I got the access for Google Classroom, I'll upload the notes. You can access those. Okay. And these we are going to discuss about in upcoming classes: index type, map types, oops in TypeScript, generics, decorators, config, and all. Then we are good to go with. Till now, I think you might have understood that TypeScript is nothing not much different from JavaScript. It is just added types. Okay, it is just the added types. Any questions from your side, guys? 0.4. The remainder is not equals to 0. The remainder, what will be the remainder if you're dividing it? It will be 1 by 2, 0.5. Not like that. We are adding the element, not dividing. Find the answer for this question. Okay. If you have any questions, just let me know. If you want IDE, we will use IDE. It's not an issue. Okay. How to integrate Spring Boot in Angular? We'll talk about this when we are talking about Angular. Screen is not visible because I am not sharing any screen now. Sir, I have doubts like we will learn full stack. We work on these all in real time work. Not exactly, Arshad. Even if you are a full stack developer. Guys, yeah, don't talk, please. I really don't want to repeat this thing. So, generally, you don't work on all the things. Even if you are a full stack developer, you will be working on front end, back end, or the DevOps things. But the case is you should have all the knowledge because your company can keep you anywhere. It's not like that if you are hired for Java, you will do Java only. If you are hired for Python, you will do Python only. I was working in Z group of channels. So I was selected as an Android developer there using Java. So we can develop Android application using Java. After my joining, my manager said me that you have 15 days, learn React Native to develop Android application and come office. So you have to learn in 15 days.